What's up, guys? Day 14. Great day. Lots of things to learn and grow from. Therapy this morning was phenomenal, and yeah, I love my therapist. His name's Bob Hamp. He's such a great guy. I was a pastor for a long time. It's just phenomenal, dude. That was great. And then work today. Oh, I didn't eat well. Like, I meal prepped like a bunch last night. Super cool. And then I brought food with me, but I didn't have a big enough breakfast. And so I was like, oh, I slammed 2 protein shakes, like just quick and easy things. And then I had pasta for lunch. And then it was like 3 o'clock and I'm shutting down. Like, I feel terrible. I got a headache. I'm like, what is wrong? And I was like, 4 o'clock comes around. I'm like, hold on. What did I eat today? I had 240 calories from the protein shakes, and then another like 600 to 700 from the pasta. That's why I feel terrible. Immediately went home, like made a high calorie shake, and just fixed me. I was good. Before that, I was literally like a zombie. So we got some food actually in the toaster oven right now. So this is gonna be kind of quick, so I don't burn it. The lesson that's really big today. I was thinking about it over and over and over, and then it kind of like, oh yeah, Hormozy said that. So he's got a video on it. I don't remember where it is, what it is. I'm sure someone will find it and link it at some point in the comments, but I'll explain from my perspective. There's 3 or 4 situations today where I was annoyed, honestly. There was a lack of communication, and to kind of break the lesson down very simply is I expected this and this happened instead, and so I was disappointed and it just wasn't happening. I was annoyed, and that happened like 3 or 4 times throughout the day. I was like, this is what I thought was going to happen, or as I expected, this happened. And instead of going and blaming like the person or blaming the thing or blaming whatever, I had to like recalibrate and go, okay, hold on. Why am I annoyed? Why am I frustrated? Okay. Because what happened and what I got didn't align with the expectations I had. But in reality, what were these expectations? Like, where did they come from? Like, they were 100% like I just made them up in my head and I was expecting them, but they were not set in stone. They were not communicated properly. There's so many unset expectations that we have that we just live on. I think Hormozy uses the example of something like, I don't know if it's traffic or what, but you know, you'd only be upset about spending an hour in traffic if you expected to spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes. If you expect, that's the only reason that hour in traffic that you experienced sucked. Versus if you always expected to spend 4 hours in traffic and you only spent an hour, all of a sudden that hour is great. You're so happy about it. It's not about the hour, it's about the fact that your expectation is either reached, surpassed, or you don't meet your expectations. So if you just recalibrate your expectations, this is where problems get solved. I'm realizing that like as a leader with other people in business, like there has to be expectations that are set, one, so that way there's a goal and that we surpass the goal. We are aiming to a specific direction. We can celebrate a win. But there also needs to be a properly communicated expectation, and there needs to be a recognition of the unset expectations. And you can't just like, I thought you were going to do this. Why didn't this happen? Why didn't that serves no purpose. Like, expectation has to be clearly communicated, and many of the frustrations that we experience are from unmet expectations, but you can just move the bar for the expectation. So yeah, it's a different story if it's like the expectation is clear, it's understood perfectly, and then it's not met multiple times over and over. That's a totally different story. It's the same thing. It's funny that I'm saying this and recognizing for myself, because it's the same thing that I've heard from my mentor Jacob in business, and that I say to both cleaners, Elijah, to Alan, to like everybody else that I talk to, especially in sales, like, or just customer service, customer fulfillment, that Like, it doesn't matter if we go clean a house and it takes an hour, and all we do is literally just wipe the counters and scrub the toilets. That's all we do. Like, if that was the expectation set by the client, we meet the expectation, then great. We could do the best job in a home, and spend 5 hours with 3 cleaners there, and if the expectation of the client was that their home was perfectly, like, white, pristine, everything is perfect, we're not going to meet that expectation, because the reality is that there's imperfections in their home. There's paint on the walls that we can't fix. There's scuffs in the baseboards that we can't fix. There's a crack in the granite that we can't fix. But for some reason, they expected us to be able to fix those things or do those things when we obviously can't. But because we did not meet their expectations, they're not happy. So that is why we proactively go out of our way to make sure expectations are clear on the phone, with our policies, with the email we send immediately after we book someone, with the message a couple days before, that the cleaner's set when they walk in. Like, there is a constant, like, we are setting the expectation, and we're going to hit and exceed that expectation. We're not going to just walk in with like a hope we do a good job and get up to what they want. No, we set the bar, and then we meet and surpass that bar. So yeah, just a little lesson there that's helped me. I've known that in business, I've known that in sales, but I didn't recognize it when it comes to person, like leadership, and even just myself, right? Like, I had an expectation that today was going to go great, I was going to put so much work in, and then I didn't meet that expectation, I was really disappointed. But the reality is that I didn't reach that expectation because I didn't eat enough. So it's like, all right, identify why we didn't reach expectation. Was the expectation unclear? Was it too far? Was it too high of a bar? Or was it like it was clear what the expectation was, but there was a gap between what I experienced and what the expectation was? How can I close that gap? What can I change? I'm not going to lower the bar and say, oh, some days are just going to be bad. I'm going to say, no, my expectations are that I have energy and days are going to go great. And in order to do that, in order for my experience to match that, I need to be eating food. So, or a certain amount of food in the morning specifically. So, yeah, just kind of being like analytical about it. All right, I'm gonna go get my food that's probably burnt by now. Love you guys. See ya.